Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a beautiful day. It's February, let's see, what is it? It's February 24th, 2023. I just recently had a session with a client, and after the session she asked me, how is it being a psychic medium? And I'm like, wow, that's so weird that you asked, because I was just about to do a video on that. Just in case anybody's curious, just in case anybody's curious, it's a blessing, but it could be very, very difficult at times. In the sense like, you get anxiety. I had anxiety since I was a kid. So if you find out that you're a psychic or a medium, I'm sure you have anxiety, especially being a medium, and especially being a kid, because you don't understand what's going on. And on top of it all, if you're a psychic, medium, and an empath, it can be very difficult. And that's why I have some difficult times. Like the last video I did, go check it out actually. It's about like how we're having difficult times right now. It's a real hard time in the world. And I prayed a lot to my higher power, to my guides. And I asked, what can I say to all my friends out there to make them feel a little better or give them hope. So like I said, I had anxiety all week. I kept praying, help me find the right words. But what made it so difficult by doing that video too is because I feel a lot. So I feel the energy that's in the world. I feel for all the people that's going through hard times right now. Or even like when I do somebody's reading, it can be very emotional for me, and I have to try to hide that because it triggers stuff for myself. I mean, I lost a lot of loved ones. I lost friends. I lost a mother, a father, a stepfather, a sister, an aunt, a son, and so on. So I can relate to people when they just lost a loved one. Because psychic mediums, we're people too. We're human. We have emotions. Actually, I believe, I don't know, unless it's just an excuse I use, but I believe, since I had a really hard life, since I was a very young child, that I believe it was a purpose, like, because I didn't realize at the time, but the bigger picture is the higher power wanted me to be a psychic medium. And to be a halfway decent one, you have to have compassion, understanding, patience. And you don't understand what somebody went through unless you walked in their shoes. So because I've been through so much, pretty, well, I would say I probably went through almost anything that I ever came across in any session I had. So I can relate. I had compassion. But it takes a lot out on you. It really, really does. Emotionally. You have to really take care of yourself. And I have to say I'm not that good about that. I have to get better. I've been working on it. I start doing really good, then I fall off the wagon, then I go back up, and do good again. I'm not like a cigarette smoker. I'm not an alcoholic. I don't drink. But my downfall is junk food. Because when I get stress or anxiety, I start eating. I want sugar, which is so bad for me, especially since I have fibromyalgia. So I have to, when I start feeling really bad, I have to really cut back, which I have been getting better. Because that can affect your readings too as a psychic medium. You have to really take care of yourself. And then plus, your sleep is disturbed. A lot of times I wake up around 3 o'clock in the morning. Or I hear a voice in my ear that wakes me up of a loved one. Or I just sense a soul will walk into my room and I'll just open my eyes. I just know it. I'm a very light sleeper. Probably because of what I went through as a kid, seeing spirits and stuff, and didn't know about, I just didn't understand what was happening, and I was scared. And then plus once I had kids, I think any mother that had kids end up being a light sleeper. So, like I said, any little thing wakes me up. So I don't sleep that good either. And then plus I have certain dreams that might tell me something that will happen in the future. Sometimes it's not, it could be an upsetting dream. So it's not a good dream. Let's say like an airplane crash. And then that will stick with me all day. So I got to kind of shake it off. Or even when I do my clients' sessions, like I said, sometimes it could be very emotional and it triggers stuff for me, or sometimes it don't trigger anything for me, but my heart goes out to my clients, whatever is going on. And I have to shake that off after because it can get to me. I remember, it's so weird because I don't remember what the session was about, but I remember doing one a couple months back and I could not shake it. It was like just on me for over a week, and I started feeling depressed. But then I started saying prayers and all that, and it finally went away, thank God. Thank God for a higher power. So in all them ways, it's very difficult, and so sometimes it can feel like a curse. It's definitely not a curse, but I'm just saying it's a lot to handle. And your mind is constantly going, and you have to learn how to shut it off. I remember when I first started hearing loved ones, and I could be at work and I could walk by somebody and I would get messages like a pull, like somebody's grandfather wants to talk to my coworker or something like that, and I have to learn to like shut it off. Back then I didn't want to be judged. I thought people, maybe my coworkers, would laugh at me, so I kept it private. But it was very difficult, very difficult. It could be like I'm focused over here into the afterlife, and then maybe a coworker is trying to have a conversation with me, and I'm trying to pay attention to what they're talking about and not to be rude. So I felt kind of strange, like, wonder if they noticed, like, I really wasn't paying attention. I was trying, but when that pull happens, it's so strong that it's hard to pay attention to what's going on in this world sometimes. So it's like, try to picture, you're living in two worlds at the same time. It can be very overwhelming. Hey, don't get me wrong. I would never want this my gift to disappear. I do believe everybody is psychic. It depends on how much they want to open up to it or work on it. Because you got to work on anything that you have. I don't care if it's like learning how to play a guitar. You got to work at it. You got to practice. You got to do, pay attention on your mistakes and all that. So it's the same thing as a psychic medium. But do I believe everybody's a medium? No, I don't. Maybe someday, because I really do understand that the psychic ability is growing so much. And I'm not sure why. I have a feeling, but I'm not sure why. It's just like every generation you hear of how kids are being more psychic or more mediums, and you know what I mean? So it's really growing. So it wouldn't surprise me if someday everybody on this planet will be psychic or even a medium, and we can constantly talk back and forth to our loved ones. But if you wish you were a medium, or if you are, think about it, because there's the other side of the coin. Like I said, anxiety, not sleeping good. It can really take a toll on your health. But like I was saying earlier, I wouldn't change a thing. I mean, I would not want to lose my gift because I really love helping people. And I don't know if people look at it this way, but in the medium view of it all, I just love helping people, and maybe that's why I always been a caretaker. But I'm not just helping my clients, I'm helping their loved ones on the other side too. Because when I tap into that world, I see how excited they are when they get to talk to their loved ones, my clients. Sometimes they jump up and down like little kids, Their souls are so much like younger and lighter. Like if they left when they were 80 or 90, they might be acting like 30, you know what I mean? If they're 30 or 40 when they pass, they might be acting 18. It's weird how their souls will come through feeling like a different type of age that they might have passed from. But I just love it. I'm so fascinated with the whole thing, how it works. And I'm learning every day. I'm no expert. I don't think anybody is. And if they say they are an expert, they're lying. Because the only expert is a higher power. We don't know everything. We don't supposed to know everything. I mean, how can we learn anything if we already know everything? So every time I do a reading, I tell my clients, that's how I learn. Every reading is different. And that's why I'm never bored too. Because I don't know what to expect, what's going to come through, just like my clients, until it starts happening. And then when I do get messages, it don't make sense to me at all. And because I am human, I have to remind myself not to analyze whatever's coming in, because it's not my life and I don't understand anyways. But it should make sense to my clients. But with me, I'm just a vessel, and they just send these messages through. And my job is just to say whatever I hear, see, feel, smell. My own memories of maybe 55 years ago will pop in my head, so I know they're trying to tell me something. And just give it to my client and have faith on understanding them right. And that's another thing about being a medium, is you get these visions and words and smells and stuff like in seconds, like a half a second, like if you blink your eyes, you'll miss it. That's how fast it comes in. So you're really concentrating. And I could get one right after another or at the same time, almost like, like a vision, a word, boom, Uh, so it's a lot of pressure too, because you don't want to disappoint your clients. You don't want to disappoint the loved ones on the other side because they're trying really hard too. And they're excited. They can't wait to talk to their loved ones here on earth, um, because they want to help. And so it means a lot to them. So, all the way around, clients, loved ones, the medium, it means a lot, and thank God for our higher power and loving each other, because I think that's what makes it all possible, is the love that my client had for their loved ones and their loved ones love that they have for my clients, and the compassion and the caring that a medium has. um, it's something else. It's like some souls that I connect with is so awesome. They're so funny. They got great sense of humor. Uh, they're they could be very serious and very blunt, because that's how they were here in the physical world. They talk to me sometimes like a friend. They even thank me. So some are so polite. I really believe too, like, a medium should show the loved ones on the other side a lot of respect and a lot of love. Um, yeah, it's like sometimes I get to, like, if I really know them, like if I met them here in the physical world already, I really connect with them. I even have feelings for them. I could feel the love. It's like I could do somebody's grandmother, right? And she could make me laugh or something, and then I just feel that love, like I love her, like, and I never met her here in the physical world. But and then it brings me, because I have that strong feeling and that strong connection to the loved ones, that it gives me a strong connection to my clients. They don't understand how deep a medium can have that connection with their client. I feel like they're all my friends, some more than others. But it's hard with people here in the physical world to connect sometimes, because they put their, they have their guard up. They don't really show their true self. Maybe they don't really show how happy they are about something, or they don't show how sad they are about something. You know what I mean? It's not like that with the spiritual world. It's just all glory, and it's like they're just so happy, and they don't have, their guard up. They're showing the true version of their selves over there. We don't here in the physical world. We all wear masks, kind of thing, when we meet people, or even when we do know people for years. Sometimes somebody you don't even get, you think you know them, but then you find out, oh my God, I never knew that person after all. You know what I mean? Because everybody's, they normally wear a mask. Like my clients, I'm sure they'll look at me and say, oh God, she's so perky, and she's so, looks so happy or something, like that. Well, you know what? I have my sad days. I have my depression once in a blue moon, especially with everything I have to deal with, being a psychic medium. But that's okay. Everybody don't have to understand everything. It's not about the psychic medium. I'm just trying to explain to you that it's not easy sometimes. Like I tell my clients, if I have a headache, like a bad headache, I won't do a reading. I'll reschedule, because all my information comes from the top of my head down in me. And I know my clients might not know it, but I know the difference. Like if this was a real awesome reading, or it was average, you know what I mean? I can't control that. I try to control it as much as possible. Like if I'm not feeling that good, like maybe a headache or, a mild headache or a stomach ache or, because I'm human. But there's a lot that goes into it that people don't really understand either. Is like if my clients even come with a bad headache or not feeling good, have a cold, or grieving so bad that they're kind of like, when you grieve, you're kind of shut down. And that can affect the outcome of a reading too. And then even the souls on the other side. If I notice, like, when somebody is very spiritual here on earth, or they have a real strong religion that they're attached to, and they believe, they come in so good, so smooth, like it's not a challenge for me. But if somebody, has a below average belief or something, sometimes it's kind of flat. But yeah, it's a big difference. I could see the very big difference in that. And then, of course, my clients too. Sometimes their beliefs will be definitely different than mine, and then some do match, you know. So all that can affect a reading too. I always tell people, you don't have to believe in me, just have an open mind. And just whatever happens, happens. Like, enjoy the ride. Don't put no pressure on yourself. That's what I have to work on before each reading, Like, I know it's like if I don't do a reading for a while, then I start putting pressure on myself. And I start having anxiety and like, oh my God, what if I'm no good? What if I let down my client? What happens if I let go down their loved ones? That kind of stuff. Because that negativity, as humans, we always let it in our heads, which I feel like is very negative. It's a part of the devil trying to stop you from doing a good job, no matter what it is. If you're a medium or somebody else doing playing in a band or a music career, or a doctor or whatever. We all have them doubts that comes in our head. So we as people, we're always fighting that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? So, mediums are no different. So yeah, there's more involved than what I think people realize on the outcome of any session that you have with a psychic medium. And sleep is very important, like I said. So it's hard when you're a medium, and if you don't sleep good, I would say that's the most important thing for anybody, even if you're not a medium, sleep. But anyways, I just wanted to touch base. This went a little longer than I planned, but it's good to see you all again. Oh, by the way, I wanted to say, like I said in other videos, if you watched them, I'm just me. And I try to be as open and honest as possible, because that's who I am. It's like, what you see is what you get. So I don't use a script when I do my videos here. So if I stutter, or, of course you all probably know by now that I am very hard of hearing because of what happened to me when I was 3. So I most likely I don't pronounce certain words right, or my grammar's really bad, even my spelling. But what was I saying? See, I totally forgot. Well, geez. Well, this happens, especially when you're going on 66 years old. But I just want to say, I am who I am. Like I said, I don't use scripts. I just speak from the heart. I just get this little title in my head, like what I want to talk about. And then that's how I start. So I don't know how the video is going to be from the beginning to the end, but this is what you receive. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, and I hope you have a beautiful night. And please remember to pass that white light forward. And please do me a huge favor, hit that thumbs up. You know, I'll get so many views and then I might only get one thumbs up. Maybe they don't like my videos. I don't know, maybe not. Okay, well, I'm off. Till next time, have a good night. God bless.